Welcome back to BikeBeat. Today we're taking a long, hard look at the 2026 Bajaj Pulsar NS200, and I can promise you this isn't just a surface-level overview. We're going to peel back every layer, dive into the design, performance, features, and even see how it stacks up against its rivals. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what kind of rider this machine is built for and whether it deserves a place in your garage. The Pulsar NS200 has always had a cult following since its launch years ago, and with the 2026 update, Bajaj has kept the essence intact while sharpening up the package. The design instantly grabs attention. Small but important design touches like textured side panels, carbon fiber-inspired finishes, and neatly integrated turn signals add to the premium vibe. Bajaj has also played with new color themes. Matte shades, dual-tone graphics, and even neon accents on certain editions, giving you options that suit your personality whether you prefer stealthy black or loud, sporty finishes. Sitting on the bike, you immediately feel that rider-centric approach. The ergonomics strike a sweet spot between aggressive and relaxed. The handlebar position is slightly forward-leaning, giving you a sporty stance without putting too much weight on your wrists. The foot pegs are rear-set enough for spirited riding, but not so high that they cramp you on longer journeys. The seat cushioning is firmer than a commuter but comfortable enough for daily runs. The pillion seat is smaller, as you'd expect on a naked Streetfighter, but still usable for short rides. The riding posture feels natural for city commutes, highway rides, and even weekend corner carving sessions. Now let's talk performance, because that's what really defines the NS200. At its core is that liquid-cooled, 4-valve, triple-spark DTSA engine displacing just under 200 cubic centimeters. It churns out about 24.5 PS of power and nearly 19 Newton-meters of torque. But what makes it stand out isn't just the numbers, it's how that power is delivered. The bike has a strong mid-range, which is where most of us spend our riding time, whether overtaking traffic in the city or accelerating out of corners on winding roads. The throttle response is crisp, thanks to the triple spark setup and fuel injection that's been fine-tuned over the years. The gearbox is a 6-speed unit, and it complements the engine beautifully. Gear shifts are slick, with a light clutch action that's a boon in stop-and-go traffic. On highways, that extra 6th gear makes cruising at 90 or even 100 km per hour feel relaxed, with the engine ticking over smoothly and without unnecessary stress. Roll on the throttle for an overtake, and the NS200 delivers instantly without needing to drop multiple gears. The top speed hovers around 140 km per hour in real-world conditions, which is more than enough for a bike in this class. But what's more impressive is how stable and confidence-inspiring it feels even at higher speeds. Handling has always been one of the NS200's party tricks, and in this latest avatar, it's sharper than ever. The perimeter frame provides rigidity, giving you precise feedback when you flick the bike into corners. Up front, you now have upside-down forks that not only look beefy but also translate into better control and stability. The rear monoshock, equipped with nitrox, soaks up bumps while keeping the rear planted. Whether you're weaving through traffic, attacking a twisty-got section, or cruising over patchy roads, the suspension balance is spot-on. Safety is handled by dual-channel ABS, which is standard across the lineup. Braking duties are managed by a large 300mm disc at the front and a 230mm disc at the rear. The bite is strong, progression is smooth, and the ABS calibration feels natural. It doesn't kick in too early, giving you room to modulate the brakes, yet it's there when you need it most. The tires, 100 section up front and 130 section at the rear, are tubeless, and while some riders may wish for even wider rubber, these provide a good balance of grip, agility, and efficiency. The alloys are lightweight, reducing unsprung mass and contributing to nimble handling. Tech has taken a big step forward. The fully digital instrument console feels modern and packs in plenty of features. Apart from the usual speed, revs, and fuel indicators, you now get a gear position indicator, distance to empty readouts, and real-time as well as average fuel economy. Bluetooth connectivity is a big highlight. Pair your phone and you'll have turn-by-turn navigation, call and message alerts, and even ride statistics at your fingertips. A USB charging port ensures your phone stays alive during long rides. Lighting is all LED, from the headlamp to the tail lamp and indicators, improving both visibility and style. Fuel efficiency remains practical, hovering around 35 km per liter in mixed conditions. On open highways, you can stretch that closer to 40, while aggressive city riding might drop it to the low 30s. With a 12-liter tank, the NS200 offers a range that's more than sufficient for everyday use and weekend getaways. Now let's talk competition, because the 200 cubic centimeters segment is crowded with worthy rivals. The KTM Duke 200 is the obvious benchmark, offering sharper performance and premium components. But the Duke also comes at a significantly higher price, and its stiff setup may not suit everyone for daily use. The TVS Apache RTR 200 4V is another strong rival, known for its refinement, features, and slightly better comfort. However, the Apache doesn't quite match the raw mid-range punch and aggressive character of the NS200. Yamaha's MT-15 is lighter and more efficient, but it's smaller in displacement and doesn't deliver the same big bike feel. When you consider the balance of power, handling, features, and price, the NS200 emerges as a bike that offers a near-perfect blend for riders who want excitement without burning a hole in their pocket. Speaking of price, the 2026 Bajaj Pulsar NS200 is positioned at around 1.55 lakh rupees ex-showroom in India. For what it offers, premium suspension, dual-channel ABS, Bluetooth-enabled console, aggressive styling, and that tried-and-tested engine, it's a killer deal. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find another bike at this price point that ticks so many boxes at once. But beyond specs and features, let's consider what it's like to actually live with the NS200. Owners often praise its versatility. It's a bike you can comfortably ride to college or the office during the week, then take out for spirited rides on the weekend. It's equally at home in city traffic, on highways, and on twisty roads. Maintenance costs remain reasonable, with Bajaj's wide service network making spares and servicing accessible even in smaller towns. The reliability of the engine has been proven over years of production, and the refinements in the 2026 version only make it smoother and more efficient. Resale value is strong too, thanks to the Pulsar brand's immense popularity in India. Different riders will find different aspects of the NS200 appealing. If you're a young rider stepping up from a 150 cubic centimeters commuter, the NS200 feels like a natural progression, more power, more tech, but not intimidating. If you're an experienced rider who wants a fun second bike for daily rides, it's playful and affordable enough to fit that role. Even touring enthusiasts who like weekend rides will appreciate the balance of comfort and performance. It really is a bike that doesn't lock you into one style of riding, it adapts to how you want to use it. Of course, there are a few minor gripes. Some riders might prefer wider tires for extra grip, though the stock setup is more than adequate. Others might wish for a completely new design language, as the silhouette has remained largely unchanged over the years. But these are small trade-offs when you look at the complete package. Bajaj has been smart in keeping the DNA intact while adding modern features, ensuring that the bike appeals to both nostalgic Pulsar fans and a new generation of riders. That wraps up this deep dive into the 2026 Bajaj Pulsar NS200. This has been BikeBeat, where we bring you the most detailed reviews and real-world perspectives on the bikes that matter. If you enjoyed this ride through the details, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments what bike you'd like us to review next. Until then, ride safe, ride smart, and as always, keep the throttle alive.